Pleasant morning, one and all. In previous class, we can discuss on the 8251 universal asynchronous receiver transmitter and their block diagram. And in today's class, we can discuss on the topic of interrupt controller. Intel 8259 is a programmable interrupt controller called PIC. There are 5 hardware interrupts and 2 hardware interrupts in total of 80 in Intel 8085 and Intel 8086 microprocessor respectively. But by connecting Intel 8259 with these microprocessor, we can increase their interrupt handling capability. Intel 8259 combines the multi-interrupt input sources into a single interrupt output. Interfacing of single PIC provides 8 interrupt inputs from IR0 to IR7. For example, interfacing of 8085 and 8259 increases the interrupt handling capability of 8085 microprocessor from 5 to 8 interrupt levels. Future of the Intel 8259 are as follows. Whereas Intel 8259 is designed for Intel 8085 and Intel 8086 microprocessor. Secondly, it can be programmed either in level triggered or in edge triggered interrupt level, whereas we can mask the individual bits of interrupt request register, and followed by we can increase interrupt handling capability up to 64 interrupt level by cascading the further 8259 PIC. PIC is nothing but programmable interrupt controller. Fifth one, we can clock cycle is not required. Followed by the block diagram, you can see the consists of data bus buffer, read write logic, cascade buffer. Cascade buffer is nothing but to increase the interrupt controller level, and followed by the control logic, ISR, priority reservoir, and IRR and IMR. The block diagram consists of 8 blocks, which are data bus buffer, read write logic, cascade buffer, comparator, control logic, priority resolver, and 3 register ISR, IRR, and IMR. Data bus buffer. This block is used as a mediator between the 8259 PIC and 8056 or 8086 microprocessor by acting as a buffer. It takes the control word from the 8085 microprocessor and transfer it to the control logic of 8259 microprocessor. After selection of the interrupt by 8259 microprocessor based on the priority of the interrupt, it will transfer the opcode of the selected interrupt and addresses of the interrupt service subroutine to the connected microprocessor. The data bus buffer consists of 8 bits represented as D0 to D7 in the block diagram. Thus shows that a maximum of 8-bit data can be transferred at a time. Read write logic. This block works only when the values of pin CS is low, as the pin is active low. This block is responsible for the flow of data depending on the inputs of read and write. These 2 pins are active low pins used for read and write operations. As the control logic, it is the center of the programmable interrupt controller and controls the functioning of every block. It has pin INTR, which is connected with other microprocessor for taking interrupt request, and pin INT for giving the output. If 8259 is enabled and the other microprocessor input flag is high, then this causes the value of the output interrupt pin high, and this way 82559 responds to the request made by the other microprocessor, and followed by the input request register and input service register. It stores all the input interrupt level which are requesting for the interrupt services, whereas interrupt service register stores the interrupt level which are currently being executed. And IMR is nothing but the interrupt mask register. It stores the interrupt level which have to be masked by storing the masking bits of the interrupt level. Whereas the priority resolver examines all the 3 registers and set the priority of the inputs and set the priority of the interrupts and according to the priority of the interrupt. Interrupt with highest priority is set in ISR register, that is input service register. Also it resets the interrupt level which is already been serviced in IRR. Cascade buffer. To increase interrupt handling capability, we can further cascade more number of pings by using cascade buffer. So during increment of interrupt capability, CSA lines are used to control multiple interrupt structures. SP bar EN pin is when set to high, works in master mode, else in slave mode. In non-buffer mode, SP bar EN pin is used to specify whether A259 works as master or slave and in buffer mode. SP or EN pin is used as an output to enable the data bus. Thank you.